Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Saturday, the 26th of November 2022. Thanks for joining me. I want to use the Morgan Greer deck today, and let me show you some of these cards. This is a really beautiful deck. Let's see what these have to say about Saturday and what energy you'll be working with. Okay, let's see. First card is the Knight of Cups. Okay, so love and romance. And also the message I'm getting is a little bit of a lack of responsibility. I want to go on an adventure and feel something amazing. I don't really want to look at my bills and do my chores. That's the vibe I'm getting. Next card is in here. We've got the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is a really nice card to follow this first one because the King of Pentacles is very, very grounded. He's very focused on work. He's super productive. He never has a thought or says anything that isn't constructive in some way. He's the opposite of someone who is who has a lack of focus or who is apathetic. This is someone who really cares about his environment. He's grateful for everything he's got, and he has intended to build something really solid and permanent, and that's going to serve as his legacy. So the King of Pentacles rules the element of earth, which governs all those things: money, building anything new, longevity, consistency, the physical body, your physical environment, all of those things. So having him at the center here is a really good sign when it comes to your work, your practical circumstances, where you live, how you feel physically, and you have a lot of control over those things, or you feel like it's easy to make changes. And that's really important. Like, for instance, if you've gone to the doctor and the doctor says, oh, it would be a really good idea if you lost 20 pounds. And you're like, well, I mean, I'm going to have to either change my diet or exercise or do something. And most days you kind of think, oh, well, this is the pattern. I'm not really feeling that. So let me just kind of, I don't know, try and muddle through somehow. With the King of Pentacles being here today, you look at that kind of situation and you're like, actually, it's exciting almost. Well, I mean, as far as dieting can ever be exciting. But I'm excited that I have control over my physical being. And now I get to inform myself and look at different healthy options to eat or exercise or whatever it may be. And that gives me a sense of control. And I'm able to do it easily. So that's the difference. That's what I mean. Next card is the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so we've got two extremes by these two, which is super interesting. And then we've got the grounded King of Pentacles at the center, giving you all those abilities I just mentioned. But with the Knight of Cups, I said that I was getting a feeling of someone who's not particularly responsible, someone who's morally flexible, someone who's interested in really just having an experience. So it's someone who wants to be madly in love, but doesn't really care about the other person or how it ends. He just wanted to have that experience of head over heels in love. It's looking at something for the feeling of it rather than being responsible about it and seeing it through and giving something in return and then being consistent within that situation. This is someone who's, it's interesting because usually the Knight of Cups to me is so positive. He's like Romeo and it's charming, but there is a sense of extremes associated with the Knight. And today I'm really getting that this is someone who just wants to kind of use and abuse and who just wants to kind of make himself feel better on an emotional level. So the court cards, they can appear as qualities, characteristics in our lives or as actual people. So with the Knight of Cups being so slanted towards the sinister on this day, I'd really suggest if someone comes in and tells you all these wonderful things and you're like, is this too good to be true? It's probably too good to be true. Be careful. But the balance then is, this is also someone who's super extreme. The Four of Pentacles is a miser. This is someone, all he cares about is money and looks and health. Nothing spiritual, nothing meaningful, just surface stuff. Health isn't surface stuff. But my point is he only looks at things that somehow exist in the physical plane. And if he has a lot of that, lots of money, lots of houses, lots of companies, then he feels safe and secure. Then he is able to put the wall up, and then he's so frightened of not having enough that all of the spiritual and emotional stuff goes out the window, and he accumulates all this wealth, but then he's completely alone. He feels isolated. There's no one can get to him. So this is a person who has a focus that's excessive. He's incredibly successful with it. Oh, actually, that reminds me of yesterday, where it was like the success is daunting, or it's too much, it's intimidating. So that's the case with this card. This is someone who's had exceptional success, but then not taking care of other things. So now he's in a position that's completely unbalanced. So 8 billion pounds, but not one friend. So this is someone who's incredibly responsible, but takes it to the extreme because it's fear, basically. I'm afraid of what could happen, so I need to make a ton of money to shield and protect myself from the world. You know, that kind of vibe. And this is someone who's like, I live in the moment, I have no past or future, I just care about the experience, security doesn't interest me, I am my own security, and I just want to feel. And the middleman, the person who embodies both of these qualities perfectly, although usually the water stuff I wouldn't associate with the King of Pentacles, and that's why this is so amazing, because the Four of Pentacles gives the King of Pentacles the grounded quality that's required to redesign something or to build something new. You know, you can't design a house when you're starving half to death. You know, it's just not possible. So his physical human needs have been met by the Four of Pentacles extremely. So these two cards are saying, when it comes to your finances and your work and your career, don't worry about that. It's pretty much solid. It's pretty much set in stone. It's very unlikely on this day that you're going to get some massive upheaval in that area of your life. You won't. Then, so that supports the King of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups supports the King of Pentacles because of the romance and the emotion. Because the King of Pentacles is able to make things more beautiful, to build something solid, to redesign things. But ultimately, rather than redesigning, the King is responsible for designing it for the first time. He wants to do something original and new and unique, and it's about the new. So the water in the tarot represents a connection to spirit. It represents love, hence Romeo. It represents connection to other people. It also governs your feelings, your intuition, so psychic ability, and also the ability to heal. So water is often very complicated. And it's interesting because if I'm looking at your natal chart via astrology, if you have all water in your chart, then often you have talents for all those things, and it makes it very difficult to narrow down. And then it's a really good thing in the astrology that I have things like the North Node, which shows me which direction you're moving in on a soul level. That tends to narrow it down. And then also the midheaven, which says work talents. Because a lot of water people, like water, you'll notice there are certain people who really embody that element. They're often nurses or restaurant owners or counselors, chefs, real estate agents, sometimes designers, fashion designers, florists. And they often have lots of things going on at once and often don't specialize in one area and instead do 5. So that's the difficulty with all the water. The plus side here is that I feel it is expressed as creativity, because the King of Pentacles is so earthy, so he's able to, you know, put down bricks and mortar. He's also able to pick up pen and paper and write something. He's able to paint. He's able to make plans for his career. So anything tangible he's very good at, and he's able to build something new. The Knight of Cups inspires him. So his intuition is alive and helping him in this process. So is his imagination. So is his guidance from his higher self, which he channels. and the ability to even heal your life in a practical sense. So even though I started out trashing the poor Knight of Cups, actually with this combination and the extremes of these two balancing out the king in the center, we're really getting the best of the Knight. All of the spiritual, connective, creative, intuitive ability. Then we have the groundedness of the Four of Pentacles without the miserliness. And then we have someone who kind of emerges from all of that energy, who is really capable and able to make something amazing happen. Also, we've got these little Taurus horns here. Taurus is a fixed earth sign in astrology, and it's very appropriate to associate that with the King of Pentacles. Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet of love, beauty, creativity. So those two things are highlighted, or all of those things are highlighted by these two cards rather. Romance is a total possibility because you're feeling it. You come across very well, whether you're male or female. Or you meet someone who you find super charming and you see all these qualities in him or her. And also because Taurus is ruled by Venus and it is the most fixed of the earth signs, it gives you a major talent for money. So if you invest or you're a professional, if you're like a trader? Yeah, if you do that professionally or as a hobby or whatever, this is a really good day to use your intuition to guide you on money matters. Wow. Number-wise, we've got 1 and 1 is 2, and 4 is 6, and 6 is a temporary opportunity. So opportunities in all these different areas. The opportunity to stop isolating yourself, the opportunity to build something new, creative, financial, health, the opportunity for new love, new romance, opportunity to connect. Really, whatever you're interested in, it's all earth and water. Those are feminine elements, and you'll be receiving lots of good things. So it's important to make a plan in terms of what you want to connect with, and you'll be very pleased with the outcome. I hope you have a great day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, scroll down a bit until you get to the Book Your Readings button. Click on that to order your reading with me. And I use astrology, the tarot, and numerology in my personal readings. The way I combine the numbers and the cards, I combine all three in my personal readings. And the natal chart I even spoke about. To draw up your birth chart, which appears as a wheel with 12 houses in it, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then order a chart rectification with me, please. That's a process where I work out your time of birth. You send me 10 or more life events, and I'm actually able to manually work out the time of birth. Once I have that info, then I have your natal chart, and that's the holy grail as far as information about you is concerned. It shows me your life purpose, where you're talented when it comes to work, and I really believe everyone has a talent that they can use on this planet to thrive, not just to survive, but to thrive. It talks about relationships, spirituality, what's coming up in future, where to live, what kind of jobs to do, the signs to look for in partners even. I mean, it's super, super helpful in helping you understand what you're about, what you're looking for, and what's really going to work nicely and easily, and what's going to be more challenging. So if you have any questions around that, please get in touch with me for a personal reading. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.